You ever get that feeling that technology holds the key to, I don't know, a better future? Maybe even a perfect one? Well, you're definitely not alone. Today, we are diving deep into a really powerful idea that is, right now, shaping our world. It's called technological utopianism.
I mean, that one sentence right there, it says it all. It really captures the entire promise of this movement. It's this deep, powerful belief that a perfect society isn't just some fantasy. It's basically an engineering problem that's just waiting for us to solve it.
Think about it. For centuries, humanity looked to gods and myths for a sense of hope. But then, during the Age of Reason, this totally new idea started to take hold. What if the key to unlocking that perfect future wasn't about faith, but about science and technology? And that shift, well, that's the very foundation of techno-utopianism. Okay, so what is this ideology exactly? Well, at its core, it's a dream that's been around forever, but now it's being powered by a very modern, and let me tell you, a very, very powerful new engine. At its heart, it's this almost religious, unshakable faith. The central idea here is that technology isn't just a tool to make our lives a little easier, it's the ultimate solution. We're talking poverty, war, social division, you name it. In this view, technology is the silver bullet that can fix everything. Now, if you want a more formal definition, social informaticist Rob Kling gives us a great one. And listen to the words he uses. Enchanting and liberating for nearly everyone. That really gets at the incredible scale of this ambition. This isn't about making a few small improvements. We're talking about a fundamental transformation of what it means to be human. And the promises? Oh, they are huge. First up, a world of post-scarcity. That means resources are so ridiculously abundant that war and conflict just become obsolete. Next, the almost total elimination of pain and suffering. And then, the final boss, the most radical goal of them all, using science to conquer our own mortality, to defeat death. But you know, this isn't some brand new idea that just popped up. This dream has been building for centuries, evolving right alongside our tools, from that first spark of reason all the way to the power of the modern microchip. It really gets going with the Age of Reason, when science kind of took over as the new guide for progress. Then you fast forward to 1933, and you've got writers like H.G. Wells imagining a peaceful, scientific world order literally rising from the ashes of war. By 1986, this idea is so mainstream that President Reagan is out there saying the David of the microchip would take down the Goliath of totalitarianism. And then the 90s hit, and the internet just unleashed this explosion of wide-eyed optimism. And wow, this quote right here, it perfectly illustrates the mindset of that internet era. This is from Mark Zuckerberg back in 2012. He was comparing social media to the printing press, basically arguing that by just making communication more efficient, it would totally transform society for the better, bring us all closer, and kick off a brand new golden age. So all of that history, all of that incredible optimism, it all had to go somewhere. And it found its modern-day home in one place, of course, Silicon Valley. California is, without a doubt, the epicenter. I mean, you've got giants like Apple, Facebook, Google, they're all headquartered there. And because of them, technological utopianism has gone from being some fringe belief to a totally mainstream force that is actively driving the companies that are building our world. And inside this hotbed, the main idea has kind of branched out into these fascinating and, let's be honest, kind of wild sub-movements. You've got the cyberdelics, who are trying to transcend physical reality, the transhumanists, who literally want to evolve humanity itself. Singularitarians are waiting for this super intelligent future called the singularity, and techno-gaians, they see green tech as the key to saving the planet. Different paths for sure, but they're all pointed toward that same utopian horizon. But that biggest, most ambitious goal we talked about earlier, oh, it's still on the table. For a select few tech tycoons, the ultimate prize is immortality. And they are pouring unbelievable fortunes into research to make it happen, to turn that ancient dream of defeating death into an actual scientific reality. So for decades, the promise was just so bright, everything seemed possible. But, well, more recently, a really deep sense of disillusionment has started to creep in. And this is the real turning point in our story, the moment when that beautiful dream really started to sour. Which means we have to ask the hard question. After all these decades of promises, after all these revolutions in how we communicate and get information, is this it? Is this the perfect world we were told that technology was going to create? I mean, just look at the promise versus the reality. The promise was this decentralized world where power was in the hands of the individual. The reality? We're all stuck battling endless misinformation and online hate, while wealth and power just get more and more concentrated in the hands of the very few people who built these systems. And you can just feel the exhaustion in these words from industry insider Mark Ralston. He says they went from imagining giant leaps for humanity to just trying to play defense, fighting hate speech, lies, political manipulation. This was not the plan. This is not the utopia they thought they were building. So this leaves us with a really profound dilemma. Was the dream itself flawed from the very beginning, or did we just take a really wrong turn somewhere along the way? At the end of the day, the crucial point is this. We have a tiny number of people, literally a handful of tech entrepreneurs, who are designing the new world that all the rest of us have to live in. And that, well, that raises some massive critical questions about power, about control, and about whether their vision for the future is the one we all actually want. And that brings us right to the final lingering question. As technology gets faster and its influence gets deeper, you can't help but wonder if the path to a perfect world and the path to a perfectly controlled one are actually much, much closer than we ever imagined. Is that line between utopia and dystopia just dangerously thin?